So I'm going to admit something right on the offset. One of my heroes is Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart. I've always loved Jon Stewart. I think his activism is incredible. I don't always necessarily agree with everything that he says, but I have never found Jon Stewart to be anything but incredibly genuine. And so it's interesting to me that the Quartering decided to make a video called Jon Stewart Demolished for absurd take on Harry Potter and JK Rowling. Now, when I was announcing that we were about to watch a Quartering video, somebody here in the chat created a poll, and it was, will Jeremy be drunk? And it got 100% yes votes. So I don't know. We're gonna find out. Yeah, let's see. Jon Stewart is American treasure. He is. Jon Stewart is an American fucking treasure. He's an incredible person. So I am vaguely familiar with this topic that Jeremy's gonna be trying to bring up, and we'll see how he does it. I have not seen this video, so let's not get copyright struck for this or whatever. It looks like he didn't get copyright struck for it either.
Clever as they come,
Jews
but not the most friendly of beasts.
Oh, what?
What the hell did you just say?
Donnie!
Jews
But not the most friendly of beasts.
What the hell did you just say?
Donnie! Yeah? Guy's German here wants to die for country. Oblige him.
Okay. I'm very confused about what this is supposed to necessarily be. What the fuck, dude? Okay, okay. This is really fucking weird. Okay, we'll discuss this intro here in a minute, but let's get to. I know, dude, guys. I know. Let's get to the topic, and then we'll come back and revisit this. Okay? What the fuck, Jeremy? Written by racist leftists who think goblins are Jews. Oh my god. Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and
He's drunk! He's drunk! Well, he's having trouble even saying, like, his own fucking name. Like, let's see the very first, like...
what's
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Holy shit.
going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and Jon Stewart. Many of you remember him from his run on when The Daily Show used to be palatable. The Daily Show has always leaned left. However, nowadays, in this bizarro world, The Daily Show is just basically an extension of mainstream media, left-wing talking points.
Mainstream media. We were just talking in another video about how mainstream media does not mean what people think it means anymore. Especially because the highest rated show is Joe Rogan, and then following that, the next 5 are all on Fox News. But mainstream media,
It's garbage. It's trash. Jon Stewart was, and really for the most part is still tolerable. He's had reasonable takes about the poke, as you saw. I think he had it on the Tonight.
oh yeah, Jeremy's like Lauren Chen's word for vaccine is the jab, and Jeremy. My pause game is fucking great, dude. I fucking love it. His name for it is the poke. I am doing the news right now. Oh, fuck, man. What's going on with his eyes? Listen, his job is extremely hard. It's extremely, extremely hard. He has to every single day turn on his camera and talk slow enough to fill up 10 minutes, you know? Like, I am the best at the pause game, aren't I? Look, I'll give myself some credit there. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Night show. He has defended the firefighters of New York City. Their fund. He's done a lot of good. He's also had some total lunatic takes, like the one he had about Harry Potter, trying to tie JK Rowling to having some sort of problem with Jewish people. And everybody basically is laughing in his face.
everybody is laughing in his face. Really? Is that true? Everybody is laughing in his face.
Because JK Rowling has always stood up for that community, and just dumb. So where did it start? It started on this guy, Raph. I don't know. Seems like, I don't know. He's got 50,000 followers. Isn't exactly super popular. But he's taking credit for this soundbite. Excuse me. You see, so Jon Stewart recently broke Hollywood's complete silence on J.K. Rowling's unapologetically maintaining anti-Semitic folklore through Harry Potter. Literally what?
Literally what? Literally what?
No, seriously. Literally what? Are we doing this whole orcs are black people, therefore J.R.R. Tolkien is an evil racist and he's terrible? Are we really doing this again? Now, I can't
that's not what happened.
play this. Well, I can show the scene. So there's a scene here from Harry Potter.
Wait, so you're not even gonna play the clip with fucking Jon Stewart? Why not? What the fuck? Why not? Why, like, because it's on Apple TV? I doubt that that's a problem. Like, oh my god, dude. Okay.
I don't know which one it was. Harry looks pretty young. But all the bankers are portrayed as goblins. Now, all I see is a goblin.
Okay. All right.
I think the fact that people are rushing to say that this reminds them of Jewish people, they're the ones who are really, really, they need to look internally. Jon Stewart goes on through this here, some Apple TV show that nobody watches, talking about, do you ever see the scenes in Gringotts?
Actually, quite a lot of people watch The Problem with Jon Stewart. Like, a lot of people. But that's also, this is more, I think this is like an interview with a podcast and not his actual regular show. Not that I think Jeremy has any idea what the fuck he's talking about, but, whatever. It's fine. I'm trying to find the, yeah. I don't know if necessarily I can show this on stream. It might be a little touchy. But there is a comparison that Jon Stewart makes in the clip, and I'm gonna try and just grab the clip here in a minute, and we'll listen to a couple of little pieces here and there.
Bank, you know who the folks who run the bank are? They're Jews. That's what Jon Stewart says. Now, I don't know. I've never ever thought that. I doubt a single kid ever thought that. And
I don't think that kids necessarily are examining media to see if it's anti-Semitic or not. Like, I don't think that's a thing, dude.
There's actually lore around this. So after this guy gets all the outrage clips, Steven writes, in total fairness, Goblin mythology as an anti-Semitic trope predates all of us, including J.K. Rowling. Well, if it predates Jews, then how is it supposed to have some problem with Jewish people?
Wait, what? What the fuck did he just say? Oh my god.
I've never ever thought that.
Hang on.
I doubt a single kid ever thought that. And there's actually lore around this. So after this guy gets all the outrage clips, Steven writes, in total fairness, Goblin mythology as An anti-Semitic trope predates all of us, including JK Rowling. Well, if it predates Jews, then how is it supposed to have some problem with Jewish people? But across Harry Potter novels, JK uses her freedom to reinvent almost...
I don't understand how he doesn't grasp the progression of time. Why? How is that? How is that hard? What the fuck, dude?
anything, but as Jon Stewart points out, the trope's maintained. Later in the Harry Potter series, they remove the side locks from the goblins and the Jewish stars from the bank, which pre-existed in London's High Commission of Australia building. Okay, so they pre-existed where they filmed it. And they are not a part of the new theme park in London, but the side locks remain.
So that is something that's kind of interesting. The building in which they were basing Gringotts off of did have Jewish stars on it. And, you know, that is entirely possible that was an accident. An accident, perhaps.
JK
Do you see him struggling to fucking read this shit and understand what he's even talking about? This is like focus on Jeremy for a second.
in London's High Commission of Australia building. Okay, so they pre-existed where they filmed it. And they are not a part of the new theme park in London, but the side locks remain. JK Rowling is definitely anti-trans. Again, this is just a stretch and a cope to try and smear JK Rowling. But as far as I know, she has no issues with Jewish people. Well, let me tell you something. Let me ask you this question, you absolute idiots. And all
Okay.
these idiots that talk about this on Twitter and in these articles. Did J.K. Rowling direct the Harry Potter movies?
She was very heavily involved in making them, yes.
The answer is no. Did J.K. Rowling choose the locations which had the existing stars in them? No, she did not.
Oh, yeah, she is actually explicitly anti-trans, yes, 100%. Yeah, Jeremy doesn't think that she's anti-trans. It's the same thing with, like, you know, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just have questions about vaccines. I'm not against trans people. I just have very shitty opinions about biological sex, and I cloak them in concern. It's the same fucking thing.
Did J.K. Rowling do the costumes?
God, he's so
No,
drunk.
she did not.
He's so
Did
drunk.
J.K. Rowling do the makeup? No, she did not. Did J.K. Rowling do the cinematography? No, she did not. Did J.K. Rowling do the casting? No, she did not.
I think she was involved in the casting, actually. I think she was kind of involved in it, but whatever.
So in what world does J.K. Rowling have anything to do with this other than losers like Variety and IGN and every one of these blue checkmark clowns on Twitter? It's just a way for them to smear her. She has done a lot of good for that community. And in fact, if you look at what's trending, I thought I saw it earlier. There was like a huge pushback against this with like an I stand with J.K. Rowling. Like Jon Stewart is not exactly intelligent. Did Jon Stewart change the thumbnail on his Harry Potter video after it went viral?
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's entirely fucking possible. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going.
Yes, he did.
So what?
Like, do the goblins in Harry Potter affect the life of Jewish folks in any palpable way?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, okay. The thing is, it depends on when you're talking about which goblins. And in this specific instance, when you're talking about Gringotts, you've got, first of all, it's kind of an anti-Semitic trope because they are bankers and there are specific attributes, personality traits that have also been present in a lot of anti-Semitic sort of stuff. But the thing is, and this is the most important part, like Jon Stewart has further elaborated on this by saying that he did not call J.K. Rowling anti-Semitic. He did not. He never fucking did. In fact, Jon Stewart has been yelling at people like Variety for trying to blow this up into something that it wasn't. That it's entirely because from his perspective as a Jewish person and having seen a lot of these tropes, and as like, you know what, fuck it, here, let's just let me go ahead and pull this over. And this is actually from the podcast. And let me see if I can skip into it. There we go.
Seen a Harry Potter movie? And people are all like, I love the Harry Potter movies. Like, you ever see the scenes in Gringotts Bank? And they're like, I love the scenes in Gringotts Bank. He's like, do you know what those folks that run the bank are? And they're like, what? And they're like, Jews.
And then I remember, and then that person says, no, goblins. And then you go,
You're like,
Right. And so the reason why is that there are very, very specific, relevant, kind of suspiciously similar aspects of the goblins towards anti-Semitic tropes. That isn't necessarily to say that this was intentional. It isn't necessarily to say that Rowling herself, because she has actually done a lot of activism to fight against anti-Semitism, which good for her. But Dobro says, as a Jew, a goblin has certainly influenced me by marrying me. Oh, geez. But yeah, here.
you hear yourself?
let me show you this from, it's the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. I just want to show you a caricature. And they're like, oh, look at that. That's from Harry Potter. And you're like, no, that's a caricature of a Jew from an anti-Semitic piece of literature.
That's the point. That is the point. That's the entire point. And like I went and I looked up some of the and I've seen it before, some of the caricatures in the fucking Protocols of the Elders of Zion. And yeah, dude, pretty fucking similar. Really suspicious. Pretty fucking suspicious. It's a little fucking weirdo. Fuck the did so much of the community argument. If someone buys me dinner one night, then the next day stabs me, I don't care about the food. Sure. I cannot say that JK Rowling is anti-Semitic because I don't know. It doesn't appear that she is. It is kind of fascinating that she chose to embrace a certain type of trope because, like as that one person was saying, the trope of goblins as bankers has been very, very similar to a lot of tropes, anti-Semitic tropes. Now, probably the person who first made those attributations, they were probably pretty anti-Semitic, but it's not that far of a stretch to think that somebody who's writing a fantasy novel and has that in mind puts like goblins in those roles. So I'm not going to prescribe to malice what could simply be understood as a fuck up, as an oopsie doopsie whoopsie poopsie. It's not like she embraces every part of the folklore. Sure, exactly. But like there is so much more involved in this fucking story, and like Jeremy can't even attribute specifically what Jon Stewart says because for some reason he thinks that he's going to get in trouble for playing that clip.
And Shapiro, looking forward to Jon Stewart's comments on the non-veiled anti-Semitism of his successor.
It's always a good idea to cite Ben Shapipo there, the drunkening.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Even in World of Warcraft, goblins are bankers and auctioneers. Yep. And I can almost guarantee you, if you trace it back far enough, that is probably coming from somebody who had very specific ideas.
The new host, Trevor Noah, of his show has a long history of having these kind of comments, yet Jon Stewart ushered him in happily.
Why?
Here's somebody.
I'm wondering if, like, Jeremy was real quiet there for a second. I'm wondering if he drunkenly, like, in this face, he's staring and sees Jack Posobiec, and he's like, maybe I should read the Jack Posobiec tweet. That would probably be, might not be the person you wanna read when you're talking about anti-Semitism. There's, there might be some concerning issues. Bringing up Jack Posobiec when you're talking about Jewish issues. I don't know, might not be a good idea, but anyway, I don't know. We'll see.
Here's an account that says, standing against anti-Semitism, JK Rowling has been a consistent and incredible ally in the fight against this throughout one of the darkest times in modern political history when many were silent. Jon Stewart's implication is absurd. Hashtag I stand with JK Rowling.
I mean, really, if Jeremy was going to be consistent and honest about this, he would be condemning the fucking news outlets that were saying Jon Stewart called JK Rowling an anti-Semite. He never said that. Never said that.
I mean, nobody actually believes this.
He couldn't look any of this stuff up and just like have him on tabs, you know, so he could click. Instead, he's got to like fill his video up with a bunch of dead air. This is amazing.
It's hilarious to me that anybody won't be able to see exactly. This is variety. Harry Potter films and these anti-Jewish illustrations featured in a 1903 book, The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Here's how you know that the Jews are still where they are, Stewart said in the podcast episode. Talking to people, here's why I say, have you ever seen Harry Potter movie? Have you seen the scenes in Gringotts Bank? Do you know what those folks in the banks are? Jews! And they're not like, oh, this illustration from Harry Potter. And you're like, no, that's a caricature of a Jewish person and an anti-Jewish piece of literature. JK Rowling was like, can we get those guys to run our bank? Again, JK Rowling had nothing to do with these movies. She didn't do that.
She wrote the books. She wrote the books. And she wrote Gringotts Bank. And she filled it full of goblins. They're bankers. Yeah, Jeremy can't pronounce anything consistently. It's because he's too drunk. He's fucking smashed, man.
The casting, the makeup, or any of that stuff. You could see charity group Campaign Against This issued its own statement on the matter, reminding
the charity group. he's so fucking drunk. He can't even read, and he can't realize that he's about to read the same tweet that he just read. Like, oh my God, dude.
Harry Potters that J.K. Rowling has been a, quote, tireless defender of the Jewish community over the years. As for the goblins, the group said that the look of the creatures is a piece worth with their portrayal in Western literature as a whole.
Yeah, it's been an anti-Semitic trope to have goblin bankers for a long time, man. A long time.
Rowling has been at the center of controversy, and of course they're going to bring up the crazy, the fact that J.K. Rowling, says biology is a thing. That's it.
Is that what she says?
And here's a statement, right? From Campaign Against Anti-Semitism. Those who continue to use such representations are often not thinking of Jews at all, but simply of how readers or viewers will imagine goblins to look, which is a testament more to centuries of Christendom's anti-Semitism than it is to malice by contemporary artists. So basically what they're saying is, historically, images were used in this fashion, but nowadays, nobody really thinks of it that way.
Is that what that says? Is that what you took away from it? That's amazing. You can almost see him when he looks down, he's realizing like, uh-oh, I just read something that basically condemns anti-Jewish imagery coming explicitly from Christians. Uh-oh. How am I going to say this different? But yeah, I mean, like, dude, none of this is fucking new. It's been around for a long ass time. And look, here is how you can tell that there are very specific different takes when it comes to goblin imagery. Very easy. Very, very, very easy. What do goblins look like in The Lord of the Rings? They're not bankers. They're wild. They live underground. Like different areas of literary fiction have different ways of viewing goblins. Many, many different ways. And if you go back to like the old-timey roots of where legends of goblins came from, they weren't bankers. They weren't bankers. And they also didn't necessarily have like side locks and giant noses and working banks. You know, it is not a fucking leap. It's not a leap. And if that's a perspective that Jon Stewart has, and there are quite a few other Jewish people who have said this before, then I think it's a fine criticism. But yeah, Jeremy is this is like weird damage control copium shit. It's bizarre.
So it is with JK Rowling, who has proven herself over recent years to be a tireless defender of the Jewish community in its fight against this type of thing, for which we are immensely grateful.
Immensely.
So, I mean, yeah, maybe people do use it in that way, but just because some people use it that way does not mean it's the actual definition of it. I would challenge Jon Stewart to find any child who watched Harry Potter and thought, wow, that's Jewish people. These people don't exist. All this is a lazy, backhanded way to drag JK Rowling's name through the mud.
And Jon Stewart didn't make any claims against JK Rowling. And the criticism of Gringotts in the movie has been around for a long time. This is not the first time I've heard people make this claim. Not at all.
Listen, I don't like this woman. I don't like having to defend her. She's another woke idiot who wants everyone else to sacrifice except for herself. But I've got to side with truth here, and that's exactly what this is. J.K. Rowling had nothing to do with the movie, and anyway, even if she did, that doesn't prove what this clown is accusing her of.
She's not gonna fuck you, bro.
Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Is this what you do? Is it you call this talking? This is drunk slurring, dude. Oh my god. I still, for the life of me, cannot understand how this dude is at 1.16 million subscribers. This is such a trash shit ass fucking video. Oh my god, dude. Ugh. Jeremy. Look, please, Jeremy, record your videos in the morning before you get tossed out of your fucking gourd. Please. Please. Oof. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Wonder how many people hate watch him. Probably not that many. I wonder if I can pause game on him, on his real rummy eyes. Oh, yeah. So, and like, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. So the intro that we saw at the very beginning, I still cannot for the life of me understand why that's supposed to be funny. Like making Donnie Donowitz? I think it's Donnie Donowitz, the Bear Jew, into a goblin. Like that is very strange. I don't really understand how in the world that's like supposed to be funny. I don't get it. I don't know. I think the quartering at this point understands comedy about as well as he understands sobriety.